The Louisiana Purchase, a real estate deal that redrew the map and maybe bent the Constitution a little. Ever heard of buying land for less than 3 cents an acre? Buckle up, history buffs. We're diving into the Louisiana Purchase, a deal so good, it practically doubled the size of the United States overnight. Get ready for a classroom lesson that's more like a historical comedy show, complete with Napoleon's blunders, Jefferson's constitutional head-scratching, and enough land to make even the most ambitious real estate mogul drool. Before the United States got its hands on this massive territory, Louisiana was a hot potato being tossed around by European powers. Think of it like a game of Risk, but with powdered wigs and slightly more complicated treaties. France initially controlled the Mississippi River and claimed most of the valley. Explorers and settlers had established a foothold, but control was always tenuous. Imagine trying to manage a vast territory with slow communication and even slower transportation. The 7 Years' War, known as the French and Indian War in America, shook things up. France, facing defeat, secretly ceded Louisiana west of the Mississippi to Spain in 1762. The following year, France handed over nearly all its remaining North American possessions to Great Britain. This was a major blow to French ambitions. It seemed like their dreams of a vast North American empire were fading fast, but don't count the French out just yet. Enter Napoleon Bonaparte, the ambitious French leader who was determined to restore France's glory. In 1800, he pressured Spain to retrocede Louisiana back to France through the Treaty of San Ildefonso. This treaty was a game-changer. It not only gave France control of New Orleans, a vital port, but also the strategic mouth of the Mississippi River. Imagine the possibilities. News of the retrocession sent shockwaves through the United States. American settlers in the West depended on free access to the Mississippi River for trade. The right of deposit, allowing temporary storage of goods in New Orleans, was crucial. President Thomas Jefferson, a man of peace and diplomacy, was now faced with a potential crisis. He knew that a powerful France controlling the Mississippi could strangle American commerce. What was a president to do? Jefferson sent Robert R. Livingston, the U.S. minister in Paris, to negotiate with the French. The initial goal was to prevent the retrocession, or, at the very least, purchase New Orleans. But dealing with Napoleon's minister, Talleyrand, was like trying to nail jelly to a wall. Livingston played a clever card, hinting at a possible alliance between the United States and Great Britain. This was the last thing Napoleon wanted, as he was already facing renewed war with Britain. Several factors converged to create an unexpected opportunity. France's failure to suppress a rebellion in Santo Domingo, Haiti, the looming war with Britain, and financial troubles all contributed to Napoleon's decision to sell the entire Louisiana territory. Imagine Livingston's surprise when Napoleon offered him not just New Orleans, but the whole enchilada. It was like going to buy a used car and being offered the entire dealership. James Monroe joined Livingston in Paris, and negotiations with French Treasury Minister Barbé Marbois moved quickly. On May 2, 1803, antedated to April 30, the treaty was signed. The United States agreed to pay $11.25 million outright and assumed $3.75 million in claims against France. The total price, including interest, came to $27,267,622. That's still an incredible bargain for 828,000 square miles of land, but there was a catch. The treaty was vague about the exact boundaries of the Louisiana Territory. It didn't clearly define the western or southwestern borders, and it didn't specify whether West Florida was included. The American negotiators knew this, but they were so eager to secure the deal that they decided to worry about the details later. It was like buying a house without a survey. You might end up with a little more or a little less than you expected. The Louisiana Purchase raised a fundamental question. Did the Constitution authorize the federal government to acquire new territory in this way? Jefferson, a strict constructionist, initially believed that a constitutional amendment might be necessary. He worried that the purchase exceeded the powers granted to the federal government, but the potential benefits were too great to ignore. After much debate, the Senate approved the treaty, effectively sidestepping the constitutional issue. Establishing the final boundaries of the Louisiana Territory took years of negotiations with Spain and Great Britain. The dispute over West Florida and Texas was resolved with the purchase of Florida from Spain in 1819. The northern boundary was settled with Great Britain in 1818, establishing the 49th parallel as the border between the United States and Canada. The Rocky Mountains were accepted as the western limit. The Louisiana Purchase proved to be an incredible investment. The territory contained vast mineral resources, fertile soil, valuable grazing land, forests, and abundant wildlife. It paved the way for westward expansion and transformed the United States into a continental power. The purchase led to the creation of several new states, including Louisiana, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Oklahoma. It also included significant portions of Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, and Minnesota. The Louisiana Purchase, a stroke of genius, a constitutional conundrum, and a real estate deal that changed the course of American history. It's a story filled with ambition, intrigue, and a healthy dose of luck. So, was it the greatest land bargain in U.S. history? We'll let you be the judge, but one thing is for sure, it's a story worth remembering. Ready to explore more historical adventures? Like this video, subscribe to our channel for more engaging history lessons, and leave a comment below telling us what historical event you want us to cover next. Don't just passively watch history. Actively engage with it. Share this video with your friends and classmates, and let's make history cool again. Click the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video.